Hey, it's Brad. It is Wednesday, November 13th, and I am disappointed that I haven't had any more videos come out yet. I have a couple issues that I've been dealing with. First of all, I underestimated my limitations due to one-handed video editing. It has been a little bit of a challenge, actually more than I even realized. I've done a little bit, but nothing to the point where I can be very efficient at it. But that's not the only thing that's been slowing me down. The second thing that's been slowing me down is I've actually been hunting. Yep, you heard me. I have been hunting. So one of the things that I was checking into after I realized I'd have to have surgery was the opportunity in the state of Iowa to apply for a temporary disability permit for a crossbow. And I did that. My surgeon filled it out, and I was able to get that. So I invested in a crossbow, and I've actually been out. So what you're about to see in the next couple videos is the hunts that I've been on. Now, I need you to do a favor for me. Please do not tell my wife, okay? Don't tell her that I've been out hunting. Actually, she knows. She just wants me to be safe. I'm not going up in tree stands or anything like that. I'm hunting exclusively in blinds, and I am doing everything I can to be as safe as possible, using my light when it's dark. But it's been awesome to be out there. So I'm just going to cut to the chase and let you know that I have not shot or had an opportunity to shoot a big buck. That doesn't mean we haven't seen deer. We've seen a lot, had some great action, and some of which we got on video. Not all, but I've had an opportunity in several instances where I passed up on some bucks and some does, and several of them were very, very tempting, but I exercised trigger control. Now, I'm actually a little bit disappointed because I should actually be hunting right now. The weatherman got it wrong. It was supposed to be raining pretty much all day today, so I didn't go out this morning. And I started getting pictures this morning, and I had an opportunity that I missed here about 8:30, about 30 yards from one of my blinds. But there's other opportunities. It is what it is, but I will have an opportunity to do some editing. Now, again, what you're about to see is my initial hunt from November the 7th, and I've broken up my subsequent hunts into a couple other videos because I didn't want to make it too long. This first one is mostly me talking, telling you a little bit about my updates on my hand and my surgery and the process of the crossbow and what that means here in Iowa. I know the laws vary state to state, but it's different here in Iowa, so I want to kind of update viewers on that, especially if you don't reside in Iowa. It might be different where you live, so I kind of want to be on the same page there. So anyway, thanks for your patience. I do talk quite a bit in this one, but there are some deer, so stay tuned towards the end of that, and then I'll be putting out a couple more after this, and then I'm going to sprinkle in a couple, hopefully a couple of my projects that I did this summer. However, I'm going out again tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, Friday morning, and I'm gonna keep going. I think this is just a great opportunity to be out, so I have to be out there. And yeah, so anyway, enough of me talking. Let's head to the blind, and I'll see you there. Hey, it's Brad. It is October the 7th, and it's been about a week since I've given you any updates. I was really hoping to have some more videos out with my extra time, but I'm figuring out it's a little bit more challenging than I thought to edit footage with one hand, so it's been a little slower than I was hoping. Last time I came to you, we shared some of our really cool hunts, but also the news that I suffered a pretty devastating hand injury on the way back from hunting on Sunday night, the 27th. And at that point, of my last video, I was waiting for my surgery. That surgery did happen, and it was a week ago, tomorrow, so it was Friday, the 1st of November. And it was successful, thankfully. You don't like to hear unsuccessful surgeries, but the surgeon actually discovered it was a little bit worse than he had even thought from the x-rays, initial x-rays. and which means I probably fell from a little higher than I realized whenever the bank gave way. It was dark, of course, so I don't really know. I haven't been back there yet, so I can't really tell you any specifics, but regardless, it just meant that it was a little bit more challenging to get patched up. So the plus side is I have an internal brace, a plate that is at the end of my radius, which is one of my forearm bones right next to my wrist. And it's essentially an internal cast. So I have a just a regular splint on underneath on the underside of my arm, and then it's wrapped. That's what I'm going to have until next week when I go check back. But once I get my checkup, I could have a removable splint, and I am actually in the process of already starting to do my exercises to help with my finger mobility and wrist mobility. So they do hurt to do that, but I'm already going there. All right, so if you wanted to see some more details as far as what happened, the link's in the description below. It tells you a little bit more about it. And my plan is to kind of take you along for my PT and my process going down the road. So if you've been following my channel here, you might notice where I'm at. And I am currently in my elevated blind at our home property. I'm not just sitting here because I just wanted to change the scenery, which it would be, but I am actually hunting tonight. Yes, you heard me, I'm hunting. It is correct that my bow season is done. Even though I'm on my road to recovery, there's no way I'm climbing a tree stand to even get up there, but I can't stabilize my compound bow. Super happy it's my left hand over my right hand because that's my right hand's my draw hand, so that's where I'm pulling back the string, and this is just basically stabilizing me. But regardless, there's no way I'm doing that for quite a while. However, in the state of Iowa, I have the option, because I am temporarily disabled, the option to apply for a crossbow permit. The state of Iowa is very, very strict on crossbow usage for hunting. As a matter of fact, the only legal way you can use a crossbow is during the second muzzleloader season, which is after the firearm season in December. And if you have a late muzzleloader tag, you can use a crossbow or your bow, which what I've done in the past. So yeah, I learned that this year, so that's kind of cool. But I also, because I am temporarily disabled, because of my fracture, I am allowed to use a crossbow during this time frame of the hunting season. So I did invest in one, and let me tell you, this is pretty phenomenal. It's pretty awesome. Not a sponsor whatsoever, but in case you're wondering what kind of brand I got, I ended up getting a Raven R10, and this thing is pretty amazing. Many of you probably know about the Ravens, but it packs quite a punch. A lot of the modern crossbows are pretty powerful, and the crossbows that I've seen in the past, there's no way I could even have cocked those because you have to lean over and kind of pull up, whereas I don't know about the other brands, but the Raven has an actual cranking mechanism where I can cock and decock literally with one hand, so it makes it feasible. The other thing that, well, let me talk a little bit more about the crossbow process. So I had to fill out an application, had to have my medical provider confirm that I was in fact temporarily disabled, and then I sent that into the state DNR. And I'm going to tell you, I mean, I sent it electronically, but they had it done by the end of the day. I had it approved. I could go onto my account for Iowa Outdoors, and I was able to purchase my permit. And then, so I knew I was good to go. The next step is, can I actually shoot it? And well, and can I get to a point where I can actually be in a blind? At the house here, it's reasonable. And anywhere, really, I have some blinds I use for turkey hunting, but I haven't set any up yet. I have a blind already set up, a permanent one, that makes the most sense here. The biggest challenge is it is on a 10-foot platform, so there is a ladder going up. The good news is it has a really great safety rail that I can hold on to. So, and I feel comfortable enough with my new casting to be able to grip what I need to, and we'll get into that in just a minute. So anyway, So I went and purchased this crossbow and got it sighted in, took it to a friend's place to shoot it a couple times, and man, this thing is amazing. It's kind of feels probably like I'm cheating a little bit. If I could right now and I could choose between a crossbow and compound bow, I'd still choose compound. I love it. My maximum range for me that I feel comfortable is 40 yards with my compound bow. I don't think I've ever even shot a deer longer than 35, but I'm dialed into 40. With this crossbow, you can shoot up to 100 yards, and that just blows me away because of the velocity. I'm shooting at 400 feet per second for the bolts here. The reality is, though, is that I'm probably going to be shooting under 50 yards at a max here at our food plot, here at our house. I use my rangefinder, and there's no shot that I could potentially take this longer than 50 yards. And so I kind of like that. When I'm in the blind here, I'm sort of limited to what I can shoot anyway. But yeah, I'm going to have a little bit bigger reach here, but it's not ridiculous. It's not like I'm using a rifle or anything, but it probably will feel like I'm cheating a little bit. In order for me to hunt with this crossbow, I still have an issue with the mobility of my left hand. So I cannot just hold on to the crossbow. It's way too powerful for me to be able to grip it. So I needed to invest in a tripod. Now this tripod that I have is super steady. There's a couple different ways. It sets up to either be standing, sitting, which I'm going to be doing, or even prone. The problem is the benefit of it being rigid is also a detraction when I need to be mobile. So eventually I could see myself getting a bipod or a monopod, especially in here if the deer are coming from a different direction and I need to maneuver. I'm going to have very limited mobility to switch windows here. So I've chosen to use the window here that I typically would use anyway if I was doing my compound bow, because it's long and narrow and provides me the most likely path that the deer would be coming. I'm facing where we put the water hole in this summer, and I have a licking branch that I have installed as well. So yeah, so that's where we're going to be at. If it comes in front of me, I have a wider view, and we'll see. We'll kind of roll the punches. I'm brand new to this. So the good thing about this tripod is I can cock and decock with one hand. I can load my bolt, and I literally don't even need to hold on to the under the crossbow to shoot it. I probably will, stabilize myself a little bit, but it does make it very doable for the time being. So we'll adjust later in the year, but later as I get more and more comfortable and more healed. So that's the plan. Just real quick, what are we doing tonight? It's the 7th of November, as I mentioned. I've been a big fan and follower of Bill Winke for years and years and years. Started with his Midwest Whitetail down in southern Iowa, and as he's continued on with his own show on YouTube up in northeast Iowa now. A lot of respect to Bill. Really enjoy watching him and learning from him. One of the things that he says, though, is the 7th of November has traditionally been his best day out hunting. So I didn't really plan it this way, but I was like, if I can get out for the 7th of November, that'd be awesome. So that's really why I'm out here. But it doesn't mean that I am just hoping to see anything. We've had a lot more movement recently out here. The rut should be kind of kicking in here. I've seen some chasing both on my cameras and then what I saw out in the field. Matter of fact, I had 2 does in my driveway this morning when I woke up. Super foggy, which was crazy, but the ag fields are all picked. They've been picked for a while. Been seeing a lot more movement in and around the area. To my north is an ag field. To my west is some bedding, and to my south is some more bedding, and really a travel corridor for some other ag fields. So they're definitely moving through here. And I've gotten some awesome awesome evidence that our target buck is still around. Check this out. This happened just a couple days ago. Obviously, it's still at night or in the morning, so it wasn't shooting hours, but this is the first time I've gotten him on video. So this is our drone buck that I had this summer. I happened to catch him out in one of the ag fields, and if you haven't seen that video, I put that link below too. That is awesome. If we were able to harvest this buck, that would just be so cool. There's really no guarantee, of course, but that's who we're hoping for. I had another cool buck that showed up. It looks like he's a 13-pointer with a bunch of split tines. Probably a 4-year-old, so definitely off the target list, but you give him a couple more years, he's going to be an absolute beast. So some really cool genetics around here. And again, I'm only on a total of 4 acres here, and I'm only hunting a little less than 1. So you know, the attractant is the food plot, which came in really great, and you know, we'll wait and see. So that's the story for that. Let me wrap up my conversation with you by talking about my hand. So I'll show you real quick. So I do have some mobility. My fingers are moving, which is good, and I've been given instructions to, you know, keep doing everything I can to get some flexion and kind of push down to get that movement and push it straight back up. And the other thing I'm doing is I'm supposed to be turning my hand. So I'll use this hand to do it. I'm supposed to be putting it like flat like that. That hurts really badly, but there's no risk for me damaging any of the broken or fractures because they've already been repaired. So that's part of the thing that I'm doing. And when I go to my physical therapy, as I hope to show you, I'll have probably some gauges to kind of show you how I'm doing, but I'm going to work really hard. And I want to say one last thing before I shut up. I know I'm talking a lot here. I may need to edit more than I think. But I'm really inspired by my wife. 8 years ago, she was in a very traumatic skiing accident. And it caused tremendous damage to her right leg. And I mean, my fracture was bad, but it was nothing compared to what she had to go through. And boy, she was a trooper, and boy, I would never wish that on anybody. But one of the things that she did is she worked so hard at her physical therapy, and it has made all the difference in the world as far as her mobility. She still has some limitations, and there's times where, you know, she wishes she had even more capability, but they praised her up and down when she was doing her PT because you know, you really have to put in that time. So if you're going through any type of physical therapy, you have any coming up, push yourself. Because if you do not push yourself during the physical therapy, you're going to be lacking some mobility for the rest of your life. So I'm inspired by what she did, and I'm going to be hoping to match what she was able to do. I don't have as much physical therapy as she did. It was like night and day, definitely. But it still doesn't mean that I'm going to get lazy. And even if there's some pain, it's going to be long-term better for me. For no matter what. I mean, hunting aside, I mean, that's definitely motivation, but I want to be able to make sure that I can use all of my fingers, all of my movement, and the doctor said if I do a good job with PT, I should have full mobility, so that's what I'm going for. All right, so I don't know if this is going to be the next video you're watching. If something happens, it definitely will be. If not, I may pair this up with another video, and hopefully I'll have another one out to show you some of the stuff that I've been working on this summer. I have, like I said, I probably have anywhere from 8 to 10 videos with footage already completed that I want to be sending out to you. And this hand or arm injury kind of changed my plans a little bit, but there's reasons for that. So as always, stay safe. I'm going to be using my light to get out of here tonight. You better believe it. And I just want to thank you again for stopping by. We'll give you any updates. Hopefully, even if we don't get a chance to take a shot at the drone buck, it'd be awesome to get him on video. So it was about this time last year that we were driving by, coming back home from work, that we believe was him or his big brother or something. But I mean, he was standing within shooting distance here, and he looked out towards the road, and it was the biggest buck I'd ever seen in my life. So. Anyway, really cool to have this opportunity. Super thankful that I'm even in this position. And all right, I need to shut up. I'll see you later.